Hello everyone, I hope you are all doing good. You've tweeted me some questions, so let's have a chat. I'm going to be looking down a lot on my laptop, so please excuse that. First question is best McDonald's milkshake flavour. Well, you see Zoe, the thing is, I have to be in the mood for a McDonald's milkshake. Like, I never pop into McDonald's and think, oh, I'm going to get a milkshake. I have to like crave a McDonald's milkshake and then go and get one. I know, such a princess. On the other hand, McDonald's iced caramel frappes, always a win. What is your most favourite book ever? To be honest with you, I don't read. I've probably finished about 3 books in my lifetime. Well, like, good books anyway, I'm not talking kids books. And my go-to answer is always The Girl on the Train. And I do love that book, but it's also the only book that I can remember reading. So I'm gonna have to go with my one and only option, I'm afraid. Rachel says, are you still growing your hair longer? Yes, I am. You might have noticed that I always have my hair up in my videos at the minute. That is kind of because I can't be bothered with doing anything with my hair, so I always just shove it up. But it is also because having your hair up stimulates growth, and yeah, I'm trying to grow it like quite quickly. Also just so much easier and saves so much time, and I'm the laziest person ever with my hair. By the way, if the light keeps changing, it's because I'm using natural lighting today, so the sun's going in, out, shaking it all about. So I'm really sorry if it's like getting really bright and then really dark and then whatever. I'm sure you can deal with it. You're probably barely watching anyway. Bit of a background video in it. You can just listen with this one. Don't even have to do that if you don't want to. Em said, if you had to write a book, what would it be about? I would write a storybook, but not a kid's one. Not like a book about my life, because my life's well boring. When I took creative writing, we were taught how to write like quite dark stories, so it would be quite a dark fiction. It wouldn't be like light and airy fairy and such a nice read. It would be like hard hitting. But I don't know what it would be about. I feel like I have so many story ideas floating around my head, but I just never have the time to write it down on paper. Oh, I like this question from Chloe. I've never been asked this. If you have kids and then they have kids, what would you want their children to call you? Nanny, nan, nonna, etc, etc. I think I would like to be Nanny, purely because I never had a nanny. I had a nana and a grandma. Nanny Han, it sounds quite cute, I don't know. I just think Nanny would be my preference. I don't know why, I've just always imagined myself as a nanny. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for summer in the city? I am a solid 12. Last year's summer in the city, honestly, my favourite day of my whole life, and I'm so excited to relive it. I honestly have like no idea what's going to be in store for me this year. Last year was a bit less scary because I didn't know what to expect, but also because I took 2 of my real life friends with me, so I always had people by my side. However, this year I am going it alone. I mean, don't get me wrong, loads of my YouTube friends are going, but all of my YouTube friends are going to be super busy during the day, so I feel like it's kind of just going to be me and hopefully people coming to see me and chat. I'm hoping Molly's gonna stick with me, but if not, gonna be a little bit lonely, so if you see me walking around, please come and keep me company. Emma says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your high school experience? I really enjoyed secondary school actually. I think I enjoyed sixth form more. In secondary school, like, my confidence wasn't at its best, and my friends weren't the friends that I have now, who I love so, so much. If I'd have had my friends now in secondary school, I feel like I would have loved it so much more. It wasn't a bad experience though. I'd say probably like, I'd rate it about a 7, and then sixth form was probably like a 9 on a good day. I also started to care less in sixth form about grades and stuff. Found that I actually did better, so stop your worrying, kids, and you'll enjoy your life more. Best advice you've ever been given? Probably from my mum. She used to tell me when I was worrying at school that worrying's not going to change anything, and any time now that I'm worried about a situation or going to an event or meeting someone or whatever it is, if I'm worried, I always think to myself, worrying isn't going to change anything, so there is literally no point wasting my energy worrying about it. And it really has got me through so many things in my life and opened up so many doors, so that is definitely my best piece of advice that I've been given. Next question is, what's your favourite chocolate? Without a doubt, Ferrero Rochers. Those little balls of chocolatey heaven honestly make my life a solid 75% better. Your favourite TV series you have ever watched? Definitely Broadchurch. I absolutely loved all 3 seasons. I think season 1 was my favourite. That's the best season because it's like new and it's fresh and the storyline is new. And then the second season and kind of the third season, like that same storyline is incorporated into it. So I think by the end of season 3, it was really nice that you'd seen all these characters through all the seasons, but it was like obvious that it's coming to the end because they can't really do anything else with it. So I think series 1 of Broadchurch is the best series I've ever seen in my entire life. But I love programs like that. Like, I love murder mysteries and even documentaries about like murderers and criminals and stuff. I love that kind of thing. Next up, Gabby said, what's the thing that annoys you the most about Tom, and what's the thing you love most? The thing that annoys me most about my boyfriend, I know he's going to be watching this, so I'm not going to go too savage. I wouldn't say it necessarily like annoys me to a serious level, but it irritates me so much. He winds me up all the time. If I'm holding my phone or I'm just like scrolling on Twitter or something like that, actually, let me show you. So I'll be holding my phone like this, just like lightly scrolling, minding my own business, having a good time, and he just taps it like this. And it just like, oh, it's so annoying. Honestly, the most irritating thing ever. And he'll do it again and again and again and again and again. And what's the thing that I love about him most? Probably that he's a very thoughtful boyfriend. Like, you know, when you always see on Twitter like nice things their boyfriends are doing for their girlfriends, he's that kind of boyfriend, just naturally. Courtney says, have you ever wanted to quit YouTube? If yes, why? I'm gonna be completely honest here. I have wanted to quit YouTube a couple of times. The first time was when my channel was a lot smaller, because I worked on my channel for 2 years before it like started to pick up at all. And it was quite disheartening when like no one was watching and I wasn't getting any feedback. I knew that the quality of my videos could have been better. Just the whole thing felt like such a mountain I was never gonna get to the top of. So I was literally like on the brink of quitting, and I was telling my friend Alice about it. And she was like, do you know what, Han? You might not be loving it right now, but you never know where it could lead in the future, so stick at it because it could be so worth it. Shout out to my friend Alice. She hasn't got a YouTube channel or anything. She's just a good person. If Alice hadn't sent me that text, then I don't even know if I would be doing YouTube today, so I have so much to thank her for, and she holds a very special place in my heart. And the other time that I was thinking of quitting YouTube was when I was going through a phase of really wanting to switch up my career. Like, there was a solid month, I would say, during this year when I wanted to go back to university, I wanted to study being a midwife, I wanted to work in hospitals and help people. And I think it was because after I'd spent so much time in the hospital with Tom, I saw what a difference the nurses were making to people's lives, and I just really craved like physical interaction with people, like making a difference to people's lives and being able to see it firsthand. So I did want to be a midwife for a little bit, and I was like, well, the only way I'm going to be able to do that is if I like focus on a medical degree, which is something I never ever thought I would be into. Turns out it was a bit of a phase. I mean, like, maybe I'll go and do that in the future when I'm older. Who knows? I'm not that good at science though, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. It's just a bit of like a background dream that I have. So when I felt seriously about that, I was like, right, okay, I'm gonna give it till a certain amount of time and then that's gonna be it. But I think that phase is like pretty much over now. But for now, while I'm enjoying it, I'm gonna stick at YouTube and just see what happens, and then maybe one day if I decide, you know what, I need a change in my career, or if something else comes up, then I will reconsider, but for now I'm pretty content. Chloe says, best and worst thing about meeting viewers, and would you ever become friends with a viewer? The best thing about meeting viewers is that, I don't know why, but you're all so excited to meet me, and I get such a buzz off of your excitement and your personalities, and it's so nice to like put faces to names. And like I just said, I really like physical interaction with people, and obviously having YouTube as a job, I don't get that a lot. So when I do meet you guys and I'm like, oh my god, this is actually because like I'm doing this YouTube channel and it's actually like paying off, that is the nicest feeling in the world. And the worst thing about meeting viewers is probably that most of the time I have no makeup on whatsoever, and that doesn't faze me in the slightest, like when you're just having a chat with someone. But then when they want to get a picture of you and I'm like, oh my god, I look absolutely horrendous. Like, I literally look homeless, which is basically me whenever I'm out and about in town. Most of the time my face is completely bare, I've got my hair shoved up like this, I'm wearing the least fashionable outfit, I'm out with my mum like going to get toilet roll or something like that. I just seem to never ever be prepared for it. And would you ever become friends with a viewer? Yeah, of course I would. I actually have quite a few friends that were viewers slash are still viewers, I don't know. One of my closest friends, Sophie, she originally watched my channel and reached out to me on Twitter. Alice, who I previously mentioned, she was a viewer of mine. One of my friends, Emily, she was a viewer. I feel like you guys are very similar to me, so whenever I like meet someone and get to know a viewer, we always have a lot of things in common, so we always get on really well, which is very, very handy when making new friends. And the final question for today, I'm going to end on a really important one, is who is your favourite couple and your least least favourite couple in Love Island. My least favourite, oh my god, this is so stressful. I don't know who my least favourite couple is. See, half of me would say Liv and Chris because they're not a strong couple, like they're always arguing and stuff like that. Sometimes I like Liv, sometimes I don't like Liv, sometimes I like Chris, sometimes I really don't like Chris. So I'm probably going to have to say them as my least favourite couple. But most of the time I like them, so I don't know. But they're the only ones where I have phases where I'm like, oh my god, how could you deal with that? And I think my favourite couple is Amber and Kem. I don't know, I didn't really like Amber at first, but she's really grown on me. And I really like Kem. I think he's such a funny person. Like, he has such a nice personality. And I just think the two of them will really work together. I can imagine them staying together for a long time. So Kem and Amber are my favourite and I am rooting for them to win. And that was the last question, so that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you to everyone who sent in a question, I really do appreciate it. And I'm sorry if I didn't get around to answering your question this time, but maybe I will in my next Q&A. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments below, if you're watching Love Island, who do you want to win? Honestly, I'm so invested in it. But thanks for watching, have a lovely day / week / month / life, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye!